There we go. Look, it's a big bass on ultralight. Well, that solves it, guys. A good spot move right there. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get this fish. This is ultralight gear. I got to be super careful. Another piece of the equation here I'm going to try out today is these crappie magnet slab bites. So I showed you this little hole in the lure right here in the eye. That's where some nice scent is going to go, right in there to try to trigger some bites, and it's going to be pretty sweet. Now I'm going to show you a little trick when opening up these things right here. Now, it's a brand new container. Okay, you see you got that like foam on there, right? This protective piece. I actually don't want to remove the entire thing, which is, you know, pretty tempting to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a small hole in here, just like that, because that's really all I need. So now I could access the baits, but yet when I put this back on, I'm going to get a much better seal, so all this liquid doesn't come out of here, and I could get a much longer use out of these baits right here. So you see that? I don't cut the whole thing off. I don't remove the whole thing. It's a little trick there to use to keep all that juiciness and all that scent in that bait, so that you could seal it up, use it again. Whoop, if you could keep hold of it. So you can seal it up, use it again, and keep it for as long as you physically can. That's a little trick right there. So you can see this little bait right here. Well, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. So I'm going to actually roll it just like that. So now it fits into this eye socket. All right, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it through this eye hole right here. All right, there you go. So now I'm just going to blob it down right there. I don't really care much about the color. Okay, I picked the white on chartreuse here just to get a little bit of contrast, but that stuff is like putty, and this just adds a lot of scent to this bait right here, and that's what I'm looking to do. All right, so now let's switch it up here. I'm going to go with the tiny fluke, okay? A little bit narrower of a bait. Just a lower profile bait altogether there. There we go. Now watch this. I got another trick up my sleeve here. Now, I do like chartreuse, right? It is springtime, so it's not overly sunny. And of course, these fish are a little inactive. So this is Dip and Glow. You can pick this up at Walmart or wherever. You just take the tail of your fluke. You dunk it in there. Hold it in for a little bit. Pull it out, and there you go. Now you got a nice chartreuse tail on there. And don't dunk your finger in there. It'll be a heck of a time getting it off. And there you go, Dip and Glow. So another little trick there to try to entice some bites. So same thing, you always want to make sure this bait goes on nice and straight. That's exactly what we're going to do right here. There you go. Perfect. Let's see if this doesn't trigger a little more bites right here. And take a look at this. Like I just put on that Dip and Glow, drop it in, come out. Look at that. So it dries super quick. Really nice little trick there. If you want to make your baits just a little more presentable, especially with this really cloudy water. The sun is out, but this water is murky. Take a look right there. All right, now this is where, now look how secluded this is. So there's the sun. It's beating down on this section of the lake. Okay, it's flooded. So these fish are probably really going to want to take some advantage of the surface water, kind of getting a little warmed up by that sun. And of course, this flooded structure right here, which is why I got all those thorns in me, because these fish are going to take advantage of the structure. And then, of course, try to warm up a little bit with that sun. There we go. Look, it's a big bass on ultralight. Well, that solves it, guys. A good spot move right there. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get this fish. This is ultralight gear. I got to be super careful. That's a nice bass. This is 2-pound test line, guys. 2-pound test line. Oh boy. Look at this nice bass. Again, I always say it, don't be surprised how nice a fish you could catch. Yeah, let's come over this way. No, not in there. Oh boy. There's thorns right here and everything. Oh, he's got me and everything. I'm gonna probably have to cut this. Come here, bud. These are a bunch of thorn bushes right here. Bring them over here. I got thorns. Oh. I always make it interesting, you know, fish a lot. Oh, my foot just went in the water. Look at that. Guys, that is off. That is off a 2-pound test line. What a beast. And this little fluke right here. All right. There you go. I mean, that is amazing fish right there. Wish I had a better angle of it. Wow, what a fish. 2-pound test line. I always say it. Don't be surprised at how big of a fish you could catch off a 2-pound test line. And that is an amazing catch of a 2-pound bass. Man, that fish is fat. It's got some weight to it and everything. Swam up and just ate that fluke. This is what it's all about, fish-a-lots. See, again, ultralight, we switched up some tactics, and sure enough, we caught the fish. Johnny Fish-a-Lot's foot is all wet, and I got thorns in my hand, but that's all right. I love it. Throw him back. There we go. And he swam off perfect. All right, and there you go, fish-a-lots. Just the ultralight setup right here. This is a Okuma Seamar 10 with a St. Croix Panfish Series fishing rod. This is a 6-foot rod. And that fish got me in all sorts of stuff. Here's my hand bleeding from those thorns. That's all right. Ooh, I got to pick out some more thorns out of me. Oh yeah, look at that right there. You know, it's all worth it though when you catch a really nice bass. Cost of having to climb down a thorn bush to get your fish. Now a smart person would have brought a net, but with this 2-pound test line, just look how thick this line diameter is. It's barely nothing, but that monofilament is super strong. Even 2-pound test line, and it's got a lot of stretch in it, which gives you shock absorption, which is why I was able to catch that fish using so light diameter line. Now look at that crappie slab bait right there. It's still in the eye of that hook there. I made a number of casts and it's still in there. It's really, really good stuff. I really am liking it. All right, fish-a-lots, so we're gonna make a little pivot here, right? I walked over to a much more secluded part of a feeder lake, as you can see right here. Now look, now there's no wind here. And that sun is over here just beating down on this lake all day. There you go. And that is the target species right there, fish-a-lot. So I love when a plan comes together. There's a nice little crappie. Like right in the roof of the mouth. There you go, beautiful. Beautiful little fish. And again, you know, we moved to a section of the lake, much more secluded from the wind. I'm gonna let him go over here because I don't want to spook this spot. So we're gonna let him go, but let him go to a different section of the lake here. And that's exactly how that works. So, ooh, there's a big bass right there. And again, you know, these fish are moving up into these shallow areas. Bye-bye, Mr. Crappie. Where'd he go? Oh, there he goes. He swims off. And that's exactly how you do it. So that's how you trigger bites. We got ourselves a crappie. Wasn't as exciting as that big bass, but you know, we're trying to figure these fish out, and I think we're doing a good job of it so far in really, really tough fishing conditions. Fish inactive, sometimes they just want lower profile bait could trigger bites. And these fish definitely got shell-shocked over the last 2 days. I mean, just torrential downpour, freezing temperatures, just typical spring weather to make fishing that hard. I think I saw him come up. Notice I'm not going up to that spot. These fish are cold. They're moving up into some areas where they could warm up. That really is a primary concern right now, is getting warm. That sun is going to come out more and more. And this is later in the day, so the sun has had a chance to beat on this water. Oh, look at that big swirl right there by the bobber. Oh, he's got it. Now, see, look how finicky these fish are biting. Now the bobber's swimming away. I'm going to set the hook. There we go. Oh, I just missed him. That was another crappie. So we got it dialed in now here a little bit. So we downsized the lure to a crappie magnet. Of course, crappie magnets seem to catch fish all day, every day. However, you know, we had a big bite on that fluke, an inline spinner. That was perfect. So, you know, we're pulling out all the stops here. There's another one right there. Does he have it? He's got it. No, see, he dropped it. Look how finicky now. Those are crappie. They're just biting so finicky. All right, now time to make a move. Now, don't be afraid to take a walk, you know, when you're fishing like this. You know, you fish a spot and it's just not working out, take a walk. What I'm doing is I'm strategically moving to sunlit places with structure. And I got one piece of structure in mind, which is down here. I'm fishing a wind protected side of the lake, which is ideal. And now I'm gonna fish this big concrete structure right ahead of me because crappie and bass love this kind of structure. And it also has some water movement to it. So let's take a look and see how this might work for us. Same tactic here. Again, not gonna walk straight up to the spot. There goes the bobber. There goes the fish. I got him. Another crappie. All right, see, plan comes together beautifully. Here we go, fish lots, and there's your crappie. So I know they like hard structure. I know they're trying to warm up in that sun. The sun's, of course, there you go. There's a good shot of the crappie. And that's how you do it. So again, this is just an example. Whoa, 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 come now, I'll get you back. Oh boy, these fish are so cold. There you go, got it. All right. All right, there you go, fish lots. Another crappie. The plans come together. We're gonna let him go over here because I don't wanna interfere with that spot there. There he goes, swims off.
There he goes, swims off.
Let's do it again. I love when a plan comes together, and I especially get it on film. That makes it even more enjoyable. So let's fix our crappie magnet up here. A fish that just catches fish, or a lure I should say, it just catches fish year round. There it goes, there goes the bobber. It is fun to watch them do their thing. Yep, another fish. Oh, this is a bluegill. There we go, that's a nice bluegill right there. A bigger one, which is why I got the bait. There you go. The fishing tactics, bluegill, crappie, bass, they're all looking to do the same thing. Whoop. Oh, let me get him back. And that is, oh, there you go, bud. That is the warm up. Well, all right, guys, with that bluegill, we got the pond slam. We got a big old bass, a couple of smaller crappie, and a bluegill. And all right, fish lots, so if you like that big bass on ultralight gear, go ahead and check out this video right here, where I show you how to catch even more bass and even bigger largemouth bass with more awesome ultralight tips. Nothing is as fun as catching big fish on 2-pound test line, fish lots, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you can convert finicky fish into bites. I'll show you exactly how to do it, so make sure you follow me in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, fish lots. I'll see you out there on the water.